Whether you're a seasoned model kit builder or just dipping your fins into the deep end, pun intended, and you'll understand it in just a second, stick around because we're about to bring this mechanical marvel to life. This isn't just any model, no. This is the Mechanical Angelfish from Metalkitor's Marine Life series. It has an amazing 500 stainless steel pieces, a steampunk soul, and a build that promises both challenge and beauty. This, as a completed model, will weigh a staggering half a kilo, which is actually quite a lot for a model. And the recommended assembly time is 8 to 10 hours, but if you've been on my channel for long enough, you will know that somehow, when it comes to metal models, I seem to somehow smash the times all the time. I know I sound incredibly big-headed, but that's the truth. So I'm going to give you a simple task, okay? Make sure you leave a comment down below telling me how long it's going to take me to build before you complete the video. I would love to hear your guesses. My own guess would be, I would say, maybe 6 to 7 hours. And another thing I would love for you to do is, guys, tell me where are you watching from. This is the one thing that I absolutely love reading. And I can tell you straight away, so far, my most viewers are coming from the USA. But I do get viewers literally from all over the world. It's actually quite incredible. Anyways, enough of blethering, eh? Right, so first things first, we can see our instruction booklet. I really like the first page, that looks really quite neat. Very futuristic, very steampunky looking, and if you built Metalkitor metal models in the past, you will know their instructions are actually incredibly clear and very easy to follow, as you can see. That looks really neat. Ha! Look at this. That is really quite nice. And of course we are going to have a ton of nuts, a ton of screws right there. We do also have tools right in here, as you can see. And here's our fins. Look at that. These look really nice colour. Look at this. That looks incredible, and the size of it is going to be pretty massive. This is just the top part of the fin. Look at this. Can hardly reach the top with my fingers wide open. And here's all our metal parts right here. Look at the size of that. That is huge. Look at this piece. Look at the thickness of that. That is absolutely amazing. My god, it feels like this weighs like half a kilo on its own. Obviously it's not half a kilo, but it's quite incredibly heavy actually. Feels very satisfying. And look at these pieces right here, these coloured ones. I absolutely love that colour. Before I begin the build, this kit kinda reminds me of one of Metalkitor's models I built a wee while back. And that is their mantis, the green mantis. I don't know why, but I kinda sensed this incredible satisfaction already, because that mantis was a challenge, but my god, I enjoyed it, and what an absolutely incredible model that was. You can go and check out a video on my channel if you fancy, or simply head over to Metalkitor's website. There's a link in comments and the video description, and make sure, if you fancy any of their models, use my promo code MARTINS to save 12% on everything. That is huge! And I would also massively appreciate if you all left a like below, right on this side for this video. It costs you nothing and I appreciate it majorly. And make sure you subscribe down below on this side for more videos like this one. And let's begin the build. And before I forget to mention, there is actually one more thing about this model, and that is that right in here, right in that body, there's a light, and it works on a magnet. So when you get the magnet really close to it, the light comes on. And another magical thing is that I actually have their magic wand from Metalkitor again that I will use at the end. And it's a really small, cool thing. So hang in there and you will get to see that as well. Take a look at this, folks. Our angelfish has been completed, and let me tell you, it looks absolutely beautiful. I will show you this absolutely beautiful piece right up close, but before I do that, let's have a quick chat about the whole process. And of course I will tell you how long it took me, and again, to be honest, it did not shock me, but yes, make sure you leave a comment down below of how long you think it took me before I tell you the answer. And let me start with one thing that is actually quite important, and that is, if you're looking for a challenge, trust me, this is your perfect model. It was actually quite challenging. It actually surprised me. Remember how I mentioned the mantis that I built? I thought that was quite challenging, but this is actually way more challenging, even though this is smaller if you just look at the actual body. I'm not gonna lie, so many times it actually felt like I was performing surgery. I have seen quite a lot of these tweezers and kits, and I have really never used them. And I did use it quite a lot in this kit, which actually, yeah, shocked me. But of course, at the same time, extremely satisfying and enjoyable, because as you keep building that body, right towards the end you realise, oh, I'm nearly actually there, and it's just actually quite amazing how the time and the whole assembly just kinda disappears. When I talk about the instructions, as always, they are very clear, very easy to follow, just amazing. However, in this model, you have to pay so much attention to these arrows, because you can easily miss something. I actually made a couple of big-ish mistakes. It was easy to fix them, but I still made them because I didn't pay enough attention to instructions. So make sure you do it if you want to succeed. We do also have spare parts, as you can see, not that many to be honest, but this is all that was left over. When I talk about the parts, they're absolutely awesome. Love those metallic parts. They've got very nice thickness, and of course we do have quite a lot of small parts, but they're awesome. Just make sure you don't have oily fingers, otherwise there's no way you're going to be able to build this. The one thing I did, however, not really like is this screw right here. See that flathead little screw? It's the actual head I don't like, because we have to use this end of this screwdriver to kind of clamp it on and screw it in, but most of the time it's actually quite hard to get it on. Talking about the tools, of course these are all the tools that we had, and I pretty much used everything apart from these wide ends. I'm not too sure what this is for. Maybe this is just for the grip only, but I'm not too sure because it does kind of look like it should go on a nut maybe. But either way, these were super handy. And this is that magic wand from Metalkitor that turns on the light that's in that angelfish. So the magnet's right there at the top. I've already taken out the screws because Angelfish kit comes with a new magnet that's way more powerful. So when I try to replace this old magnet, wow, I could actually see the power of the new magnet. Can you tell which is the old magnet and which is the new? Some of you might be able to just by one thing, but I can tell you this is the old one and this is the new one. And do you want to know what the new one did to my old magnet? They were about 5 to 6 centimeters apart, but it just grabbed it and it literally ripped a piece off it. Can you see that? Yup. And as you can see, this is that piece attached to this magnet right here. See that? Look at that power. Obviously this little tiny piece is tiny, but look how it's grabbing it. That is absolutely amazing, and that is exactly what we need for the actual light. This is another and quite a big thing I would say everybody should know about this kit. So see how it's standing right now. Obviously it looks absolutely incredible, but if you start turning it, it will lose its balance. So if you keep turning it like that, see how the metal parts start moving already? See that? If anybody gives it a slight twist, in a kinda hard, not even a hard way, just a little bit like that, it will start losing its balance and it will start falling. So you got to be incredibly careful and make sure it's basically facing like this. Otherwise, if you turn it like this and it falls, this fin right here at the bottom will probably break. So pay attention to that. I think it's about time I actually showed off this angelfish up close, because it is absolutely stunning, I'm not gonna lie. It is such a beautiful, really kind of intricate looking piece. All those blue colours, not just the fins, on the actual body as you can see, they all just kind of blend in and make you look incredible. I love those metal parts right here. They just kind of make you look so much better. And when you look at the actual body, it looks absolutely incredible. And see those spirit levels right there, those orange ones, they are actually quite genius in such a model. Another cool part about this is that we can actually move the fins like this, and if they're quite hard to move, you can easily loosen a single screw for each of them, so that is not hard at all. As you can see, very easy to move them around, which is really cool. Right, now it's the magic wand time. So if you pay attention to this area right here, it's a little bit dark in there. Obviously my lights are on, so it's not going to be that bright. But let's see how close this magic wand has to get, so the magnet that's in here, to the light for it to turn on. Let's see, nice and close. There you go, the light is on as you can see. I kind of had to touch the metal parts, but to be honest, that doesn't bother me. Let's see what happens next. Okay, so as you can see, this is literally exactly the same as their mantis. If you touch the light once with the magnet, it will turn on fully. If you touch it again, it will dim, so it'll get brighter and then it'll go dark, and it'll go bright and vice versa. And if you touch it again, it should just go off. Yep, it does. So even if this is a strong magnet, I suppose it kinda has to get past all the metal parts to get to the light. That's why we need a much stronger magnet for the light to turn on, so it makes sense. Here's an example. This is the old magnet. As you can see, it's literally rubbing against the metal parts as deep as I can by holding it with my fingers, and the light is not turning on. So if you do have the magic wand, definitely use the new magnet. We need that power. And again, just what an absolutely stunning looking piece. The size of it and the weight is just quite incredible, and I really hope you have enjoyed this video as much as I have enjoyed this build. And there's one thing left, that is to tell you how long it took me to build it. And this, again, it kind of doesn't blow my mind, but it does at the same time. So the recommended time is obviously up to like 10 hours, which is ages, and I thought it would take me 6 to 7 hours maybe. And oh my god, it only took me 4 hours. I even made a couple mistakes, so I kinda had to backtrack a little bit to fix my mistakes. So if I didn't make a mistake, or I didn't even record a video, I can guarantee you it would have been even quicker. And that all probably comes down to obviously the experience and the organisation. Make sure you're organised to hell. It helps a ton. And I so hope again you have enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like down below on this side, subscribe on this side, and make sure you go and check out Metalkitor models on their website. There's a link in the comment section and the video description, and yes, I would highly recommend this to anyone apart from if you're a total beginner, because you will 100% struggle. It is not an easy model, but so enjoyable. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.